Good evening, folks. Good evening. This is Spirit Journey, and today is Monday, August 28, 2020, and the time, as you can see here in this darkened room, it's 9:53 p.m. I just had a wonderful hot shower. Today was a very sticky day. I had a lot of errands to do. And during those errands, I saw something again. And I'm really surprised of the location where it happened. It was on 23rd Street. And 23rd Street in the Manhattan, Chelsea. I think it's a great area. It's a relatively new area. Trendy places. You have large shopping like Home Depot. It's just a really nice area. They have a lot of places you can get good food. Um, it's nice. I like it. I personally like it. And I haven't really seen that element, this particular element there before. What I witnessed, I think it was on, what avenue now? It could have been between 7th and 8th Avenue. I was leaving a store, had my shopping cart, and then I see a woman. She could have been in her 30s, and she's with 3 young children, 2 boys and a girl. They all looked about the same age, 6, 7 years of age. She was a slender woman, about 5'2" maybe, very slim, tiny. She dressed, she had these shorts on, bare-legged, and I guess she was sitting on the ground or something. Her backside was 2 dark spots. And I heard her talking. Very, very um, uncouth in talk. Very aggressive speech. And the boy that she was, the boy that was with her in her immediate spot, there was some dialogue, and he's hitting her and trying to cause her pain, and she is trying to encourage him to fight, to continue with this behavior on her. And there was a dialogue about, I guess, him and the other little boy. The woman was saying something about him and the other male child, and she said, you better to F him up. And I'm just horrified at this type of speech to a little child. And I guess I'm just old school, that a mother or adult figure as a role model to nurture and to teach. But I guess, we all have different ways of teaching, and we teach according to the environment we're in. And I guess maybe in her environment, maybe she felt she was doing the right thing. And I wanted to, I think I started to walking fast because I didn't want to be around that element. She seemed spooky to me, like just a wild child, a wild woman. I was afraid of her. Yes, yes, I was. This person seemed fearless despite her size. And I think it reminded me growing up. I had to go to school with girls like her. And I never understood such aggression and fight. I knew a girl in school, she just loved to fight. Just boys or girls. I was in like in the That was in the fourth grade, actually. The fighting. And the sixth grade. Wait. No, that was the sixth grade. But also, I think the fourth grade also. But I was in fear. So especially from the fourth grade to the eighth grade, it was very fearful for me. In school, I went to public school. And I think this girl was a reminder of that era. So I passed by her as quickly as I could. And then all of a sudden, I hear screaming on the top of their lungs. So everybody around me turned to see. Guess what? The lady and the two children on the ground. She's on top of them. And there was a melee. And it's like my mind is trying to think what I should do. I mean, I'm way over 100 feet away. I'm like on the other end of the block. It's a real long, one of those real long blocks. And no one came to run, no one came to the aid. And then they get up. You don't hear more of the screaming. And then you will just turn their head again. But I was thinking, what should I do? And to call the cops could take in half an hour. I think in that area, see, I never saw that element in that area. That type of behavior is not from that neighborhood. I've never seen her before. And the area really doesn't cater to that type of demographics. I mean, it's a lot of different types of people that shop there. It's a major shopping area. But that real streety, and that on that street, maybe further towards 8th Avenue, but not like that. And I felt badly. And then as I continued walking, there were other homeless people. There was a lady, once I got to the end of that block, a woman, an older woman, grayed hair. Now, I've never seen anything like this. She had now it was beyond hair loss, bald spots. It was down to the close to the bone. The hair loss also included the flesh of the scalp exposed in patches, and it was very dry and crackly looking. I've never seen that before. And she was in a wheelchair, and she had her stuff, her belongings with her. What in the world? I was thinking maybe it was sunburn or something, that she's in the sun all day and the scalp got exposed. I don't know what, maybe it was a fire burn, chemical burn, who knows. And then just shortly after that, I saw a man. He definitely looked like he's from out of town. uh, a beggar, just sit on the street. I think that street, they must have a shelter over there. The city has shelters or um, places for the homeless, and they can go there. Why is it that see, someone could be homeless because they just don't have a place to live, but it doesn't mean that you're crazy. It just economics, or maybe your house was in a fire, or was a natural disaster. Doesn't mean that you're cuckoo. But in New York City, you have people whose mind has gone. They could be cuckoo, or they could be extremely violent. They just don't care anymore. And that's why I thought that woman, the first one with the 3 children, what in the world happened to her? See, things like that. You are taught this behavior, you are responding to an environment. She only is what her environment cultivated in her. So you really can't get angry at that person. I'm very saddened. We have, New York City is a rich, a wealthy, and a lot of resources. But this social decay of, in particular, Black people. And I'm tired of it. And so you have a grown number of people, they don't even want to say that they're Black anymore. I did 2 videos, but I did not upload them yet. A man, a Black man, and he was talking to me, and he was curious about my background. He had liked my hair, and he wanted to know where I was from. So I told him, and he told me where he was from. See, we don't even want, many of us, we're being taught to not embrace who we are. We're taught not to embrace our Blackness. And if you really cared about your heritage, you wouldn't be teaching 3 children to be physically violent like this and carry on the ground and fighting. One thing, it could cause severe damage, hurt to the individual. It's a waste of energy, and it's not, it doesn't, it's not good for the mind. What are we going to do as a society to heal? See, we're hurting. People like the lady, the one fighting with the children. They are hurting. They're beyond hurt. How do you heal someone like that? You think by just giving them a house and even pay for their education, you think that will resolve her issues? I think it's beyond that. I said to myself when I saw the lady with the scalp, and it was like about a quarter of an inch deep hole in her head, a big pen, and no, all the skin, I mean, all the hair is removed, and you see the flesh. Very scaly. The richest country in the world, and you have this. I don't know what to do to help. I'm seeing this more and more in my society, in my world. I never saw this type of, I mean, I haven't seen this so close together. It was on the same block. I want a utopia for New York City. I want everyone to have a beautiful home, excellent health, and everything is clean. That's my dream for New York City. Family, love, and peace for everyone. To end poverty, hunger. It's a nice thought. So that's all that I want to share right now. And maybe something I could pray about. Maybe you can pray also for this situation. What could be done to help this severe dysfunction? People are afraid of us. That, you know, when you see things like this, this is partly the reason why some white people, Asians, may be petrified of black people in particular. We see they see this wild behavior against their own. They're petrified. I don't blame them. It was frightening to watch. So those of you who hear this video, if you could help me pray for their deliverance, for the healing of their mind, for joy, recovery of all times. Take care, guys. Enjoy your evening. Peace and love to you all. This is Spirit Journey signing off. Bye-bye, guys.